Man, I got a cut on the top, I got a cut on the bottom. We're a little misaligned, but frankly, this thing's just not deep enough to be able to cut it all the way through, even with doing it on the top and the bottom. So I don't have a Sawzall, I don't have a grinder. We're kind of like limited with the tools. So we're just gonna revert to barbaric methods. Holy crap, that actually worked. Oh my God. Yo, I did not expect that to work like that. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Blue Turd YouTube channel. So we are back from PRI. It was absolutely amazing. It was definitely a dream of mine to have the Blue Turd on display at the Performance Racing Industry Show. And thank you to Vibrant Performance and everybody else who made it happen. Bill up in New York. I couldn't have done it without Bill and Russo. But we are back in Georgia and we are back to working on things. We got the Red Turd pulled into the garage here. So if you guys don't know what this car is, this car holds a special place in my heart. We competed on a Discovery Channel TV show called Getaway Driver with this car. Got a little smashed up, but we fixed it since then, and we did very well on the show. Actually ended up being season 1 champion of that show, so I'm very proud of that. But we had some unfortunate circumstances where I was cruising with the car and we had a fire. And what I thought was just a power steering line with no real fire damage, turns out we melted a couple things. Only reason I found this out is because I went to go hit the brakes, pulling it into the garage, and well, that's pretty charred. That's pretty ruined. Basically, there's some vacuum lines that run along this back firewall right here. And all of the fire was basically focused in this back area, and it completely toasted. Not only that, but some wires going to this. We got a lot of stuff to do. Basically, this is gonna be a lot more than just a power steering line replacement. But I got it in the garage because I really wanna get this thing fixed up. Mainly because the dually, after this 4,000-mile road trip over 2 weeks of building the blue car for PRI, it has taken quite a bit of wear. This thing has served me a pretty well work truck slash daily driver. It really has not given me any issues. But as we were coming back, leaving Indianapolis, I stopped to eat dinner and I was like, why is their oil was like dripping off of my fenders? And you still kind of see some marks, right? I'm like, what the world is going on here? Well, I noticed that we have a tear right here, and I'm pretty sure this is an intercooler pipe. I don't know how it blows out oil. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a diesel guy, but I know that's not normal. So this thing has to go in for a lot of service. It's got a lot of warranty issues, like cameras and all that, you know, fancy stuff that has gone out on the truck already. So basically I got to get a car to daily drive because that thing has to go to the Ford dealership. So like 3 or 4 months ago, maybe even longer, we actually bought a red parts car to take the body panels off of. And normally I don't ever keep parts cars around here, but I still have not scrapped this one. Just haven't had the time. So luckily I was able to get the piece off the vacuum lines that ran around the back firewall. I was able to get those already pulled. And then this, it's a lot easier to see on the car, but this is basically the power steering line that we melted. This part actually was touching the header on accident. Well, there's no sense in reusing an old rusty one, so we got a brand new line here, and I got those vacuum lines pulled off. Let me show you what we got. So here is the section that we pulled off the parts car. You can see it's got this like plastic vacuum line. Well, this is kind of what we had left of it. Basically, it's all melted and gone away, so it's gonna be really easy just to throw this thing in here, and we'll have working brakes again. Car does need a new master cylinder, which is another thing that I got to put in. Man, there's like a list of stuff that really needs to be done to this car to where I could daily it.
3 hours later.
It's dark outside. This is like another reminder of why I absolutely do hate stock SHOs because like I'm so used to like having the blue car where it's so easy to work on. I've made it that easy. The power steering line, you can't even see. I mean, there's so much bullshit in the way. I mean, it is way down there. Like, camera doesn't even look at it. I mean, you can kind of see it like right there. But it's just, this is ridiculous. It's been hours. So I'm still working on this power steering line. We'll get it off. I'll show you the burn damage. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, who knows. Well, guys, after a whole lot of fighting, we got the hose out of here. Now, yep, I can see the burn mark already. So right here is where we got her. This thing was just basically sitting up against the header. Could have been a lot worse, you know. Like the car could have definitely like burned to the ground. But fortunately for us, all we have is some dirty hands and one broken power steering line and some vacuum lines. So we're gonna go ahead and get the new one thrown in here. We got a nice new unit to throw in here so we can get back to driving this thing.
Get your nose bleed.
It's crazy to think that you can actually remember which bolts to pull.
Yeah, arrows too.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, just pull them all out.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah. 6 of them.
So guys, one of the first things we have to do in order to get the Blue Turd running and driving is we need an engine, we need valve train. We don't have springs, valves, any of this. All of that stuff that we were using, we're not gonna be able to use anymore. I got one of the cylinder heads still on the blown up motor, but this is one of the heads that we have. And you can see it was ported really nicely. The port job on this I was really happy with. It has custom cams, which we'll probably be reusing. But the springs, the valves, all of that stuff, we're not gonna be reusing that because there are some things that I wanna change, things that I think will improve our racing, right? So here we got a stock cylinder head and we are gonna be doing something that I've always wanted to do. We are cutting a cylinder head in half. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna cut this thing in half. This thing's been sitting for a while, so it's disgusting. But here, my idea is that we're actually gonna cut a section off of this. Probably try to cut it like right here, so that way we can send a portion of a head to Ferrea, and we are going to make custom exhaust valves, custom intake valves, seats, springs, all of that stuff in order to make a new set of heads flow exactly what we need to flow to be competitive in extreme front wheel drive. Man, I got a cut on the top, I got a cut on the bottom. We're a little misaligned, but frankly, this thing's just not deep enough to be able to cut it all the way through, even with doing it on the top and the bottom. So I don't have a Sawzall, I don't have a grinder. We're kind of like limited with the tools. So we're just gonna revert to barbaric methods. Holy crap, that actually worked. Oh my God. Yo, I did not expect that to work like that. So this is pretty cool. You can actually see how the water flows in and around the head. I've never done this. This is pretty cool. You can see how the water's around the exhaust port. You can actually measure the thickness of the exhaust port, which is something I've never been able to do. Like, that's trick. Guys, a couple weeks has passed since I fixed the red car. We're sitting in it, and currently I have the old green car in front of me. I never did any content on this. Basically, I bought this as a backup chassis, automatic, like daily driver type car, but I just never ended up using it as much as I really wanted to. Plus, you know, the blue car got pretty expensive. So we let it go to my buddy Kyle. I'm actually in the red car right now. We're getting ready to go to the car wash. We're gonna wash these things up and, you know, have a good old SHO cruise. You can even see how dirty the car is from my rearview mirror. Yeah, so guys, right now we are headed to the car wash, get that thing cleaned up. Good old SHO cruise, man. I ain't done one of these since I was like a kid, so this is pretty fun. Definitely burning off a lot of oil. Just a little bit.
Oh, it feels so good.
Feels good to be back in one?
It feels so good, man. I can't believe it's been 4 years since I had my last one.
4, yeah. Pretty busy. Not a bad day in Georgia. We have had nothing but ice, snow, and cold, nasty weather, and it's about 54 degrees, so it's pretty nice out. Let's get a little quick shot of this thing, since I never really showed it on the channel at all. Not a bad car, but I mean, she's a little weathered. Haven't been using it at all. Pouring oil smoke. What do you think? You glad to be back in one?
Huh?
Besides for the smoking, but
Man, hey, look, I'm beyond happy to be back in one, dude. The one thing you told me, bro, when I got my first one, you're like, nothing else you get is gonna compare to it. And like,
yeah, they hold a special place in your heart.
They do.
They do.
Like literally, like having. I say, I had dreams last night, bro. I woke up this morning like a kid on Christmas, like.
Gotta go get my show.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, all the drift cars and the Z28s, all that stuff, dude. Nothing. I don't care how fast they are. Nothing compared to getting behind the wheel of one of these, man.
Well, clean this thing up for me.
Oh, we about to get it nice and right.
Goodbye, green car. It was good having you. So as you guys know, I am a Snap-on dealer, and last year, unfortunately, I had to sell my toolbox, right? We had to get some funds for the billet block. Totally worth it. And I have been looking forward to this day for a very long time, because working out of a garage with no toolbox is absolutely horrible. All I've had is a little blue roll cart that you guys have seen. Well, I finally was able to get a new toolbox, guys. Slightly used, but this thing is immaculate. Brand new 84-inch, well, not brand new, just said used. It's used. 84-inch Epic toolbox, white with the purple trim. Power drawer, which means it has like everything in here to put all your power tools. It's got chargers and everything. Outlets built into the top up there. I mean, this thing is a beautiful unit. So we're gonna get this thing home, get this thing in the garage. We got to get the garage cleaned up because we have a crap ton of work to get done on the Blue Turds. Just to show you guys how disgusting this garage is, we got the new toolbox in. I'm gonna go ahead and take probably the rest of the day to get this place completely straightened up, because it is just filthy. So we're gonna go ahead and get to cleaning up, and the next scene, this place should be straightened up. Guys, it is coming along very well. It is a couple days since I took that little first clip of showing you guys of how disgusting this place was, but we got the toolbox all put in place, getting this thing loaded up with tools. So this is an 84-inch Epic toolbox with a power drawer, just like I was talking about earlier. Got it loaded with a bunch of our tools. Now, so one thing that I ended up doing was I've always wanted another set of tools to keep in the trailer and one set of tools to keep in the shop. So that way we don't ever have to load and unload tools and stuff like that, because it's just a big pain in the butt. Plus, that's how things go up missing. So all of this stuff is new. Got a bunch of new wrenches, new sockets, foam cutouts, ratchets, extensions. Coming to this drawer, we got all of our pliers, bits, picks, our beautiful vibrant AN hose cutters. Got some screwdrivers, hammers and pry bars, all of our cutting and drilling equipment, case stuff, bulk storage, rivets, nut certs. Still got one more empty drawer. Over here though, this is where the money is. We got a full power drawer where we got our impacts, our ratchets, our jump boxes. We got all of our electrical equipment up here. Bunch of polishing nuts and bolt stuff. And then all the way down here, we got a bunch of measuring equipment and specialty tools, etc., etc. So over here, we got all of the fabrication stuff. We got our little bandsaw, bench grinder, our tube cutter, belt sander, vise. We got one of these Milwaukee bandsaws. Then we come over here and we got a little fuel injection cleaner set up, because one thing about running alcohol and methanol fuels, you always have to maintenance your fuel injectors, and this will allow us to actually flow and clean all of our fuel injectors. So this was something I was really excited to pick up. We got our old blown up motor over here, a Snap-on MIG welder, but then the star of the show in here inside of our little welding bench is the HTP TIG welder. That's one of my favorite tools in the shop, to be honest. And then we're slowly getting everything organized. Got all our fuel put up, parts, oils, brake cleaner. The shop is coming out pretty nice. So now it's time to officially unload the car out of the trailer, because the car has been in there since PRI. And PRI is, I mean, at this point in time, was 5 weeks ago. I know you guys just got done watching the PRI content. We had a lot of stuff that we had filmed over time. Took me some time to get those videos out. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe. If you like this kind of content where I'm just kind of showing you the behind the scenes stuff, you know, let me know in the comment section. Do you guys actually like this content? Because this is kind of a little bit more of the everyday to day type stuff. We sold one of the SHOs that I had. We got a new toolbox. We goofed around a little bit, did some racing. But it's time to get back on the Blue Turd. So the next video you guys see is going to be getting the Blue Turd into this garage. And we have some things that we have to get done. And I'm really wondering on how we're going to get the engine out, because we usually pull the engine out of the top and can't do that anymore. And I'll explain why on the next video. So guys, subscribe button, bell icon, you know the deal. Catch you guys on the next one.